What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Pinfalls and Playbooks podcast, episode 3.
Number 3.
We're excited. Hopefully you guys were able to watch episode 1 and 2 when they came out. Thank you guys for your support. We're excited for you guys to follow us on Instagram and TikTok. And don't forget, send those questions to the email. So we're excited to use them for the Sideline Heel Report next week. So I just want to, before we start this episode, I just want to say a few things before we start. Personally, I've been going through some personal stuff, but I've been getting through it. It's been tough, but we're getting through it. And obviously talking with my bro here, Farden, and also talking to you guys about the two things I love, sports and wrestling. It's going to make this week even much better and easier. So I appreciate you guys, and I appreciate my bro right here. So we're excited. Let's get started right into this episode because we got a lot to talk about when it comes to sports and specifically wrestling this week. Because we had a crazy wrestling weekend.
It was a pretty
almost over 10 hours of wrestling this weekend. So first, let's start off with sports. So we're going to start off with the MLB recap that's going on this week. So Farden, I'll let you take it off with the MLB recap.
All right, so as last week we were discussing the Subway Series, the Yankees fell 2 out of 3 against the Mets. It was an interesting series because the first game, which we were filming actually, my man Aaron Judge, Jason Dominguez, they all went yard. We thought it was going to be a lot like a blowout or whatever, but the Yankees bullpen, they kind of fucked them over. It is what it is. Second game of the series, the Yankees offense did not show up, but you know, it's growing pains throughout the year, but it is what it is. Third game, however, the Yankees offense did show up, and the pitching staff, they did their part, and as a result, they actually went 3 out of each team took 3 out of each series, so it was what, 3 and 3, right?
Right.
So 6 games, each team took 3 out of the 6 games.
And I forgot which game, but I know Juan Soto was struggling both games, but the third game he caught fire.
The first series in the Bronx, he didn't do anything. He had maybe like a hit, and that's really it. Second series at Citi Field, he hit a home run, had a couple of hits, so he kind of showed that he had to.
Yeah, he had to.
Think about it, because he was getting all this scrutiny for not showing up in the Bronx, so it kind of made sense for him to show up again in Citi Field.
Right.
And he did. He had a home run off of Marcus Stroman, tied the game, and then he had a couple of hits walked a few times.
Right.
But ultimately, he needed to show up.
Yeah, and for sure. And the thing is, like, at this point, Juan Soto and the Yankees are going to be married forever.
Yeah.
Like, no matter what Juan Soto does, they're gonna compare it to his Yankee run because it's like Yankee fans are still salty about it and sour about it. So we'll see how it goes. Obviously, we're getting closer and closer to postseason. So teams got to pick it up. Both teams actually got to pick it up if they want to make some serious noise in this playoffs. And we all know they have the capability to do it.
They just need to shut off the noise and just produce. That's really all it is. Baseball is all about production. If the offense is not producing,
what are you gonna do?
Because at the end of the day, the bullpen, the starters, they're gonna. It's all about production. If the offense is going for any team, that's all that matters.
Gotcha.
So whatever happens, we approaching the trade deadline, so I'm going to talk a little bit about what the Yankees should do.
And also, before we move on from Soto and the Yankees, I do want to let's talk about the Soto dub from the All Star game.
Oh my God!
What the fuck is going on with that?
My man Kyle Stowers on the Miami Marlins, who's arguably one of the worst teams. I would say the worst team in baseball.
And the thing is, we don't like Soto.
Right.
And the thing is, we don't like Soto, but we cannot deny the fact that he's an all-star.
Yeah, he's an all-star. He's always been an all-star, and the fact that he didn't make the all-star game this year, it's a little suspicious.
That's a little weird.
Because Kyle Stowers made it on a team that isn't really going anywhere for the foreseeable future.
And his numbers are what? Like,
it's average. Soto has like 20 home runs, 60 runs batted in,
mind you,
average.
This isn't like Soto's like best year at all, but like it's better than Stowers.
Yeah,
come on, let's be serious. And he's on the Mets.
I don't know, man.
So that's on that.
I'm surprised the fans didn't even vote him in. Yeah. You have Francisco Lindor made the All-Star.
Come on,
Pete Alonso made the All-Star.
I feel like the thing is with the Yankee fans, like they're gonna power it so much, the fan voting, that
that's
like, all right, we're not voting for each other. Because like we all know there's more Yankee fans than Mets fans.
Well, it's just New Yorkers and Los Angeles pretty much at this point.
Right.
But yeah, as I was saying, we're gonna approach the trade deadline, I'm gonna tell you a little bit what the Yankees should do. One thing that they should do, they need another arm in the bullpen. Right. Their bullpen has been so
and we
trash.
iterated this last few episodes already.
Yeah, they desperately need bullpen
and
help.
It's getting more and more apparent as the season's going on.
I agree. Mark Leiter just got hurt. We have no word on Ryan Yarbrough. Clayton Beater is trash. Scott Efros is trash.
So tell me about this one kid though that I've seen like they called up and he's like a firefighter. He's a police officer's kid.
Cam Schittler.
I heard this guy's good. No,
I can't pronounce his name. Cam
Schlittler. I heard he was good. No.
So fun fact is, he played a few games in the AA system and got promoted to AAA, which is one step below the majors, and he was killing it. He has nasty stuff. Fastball is like
crazy.
100 miles per hour. He has a filthy slider. He used to work on his cutter a little bit, but he kind of had basically the walkway to coming into the majors. He could be.
Do you think he's a promising talent though?
I'm going to tell you a bold prediction. If he's right and the Yankees pitching staff treat him well, it could be just as good as Paul Skeens.
Oh wow,
That's
pretty crazy.
I think so. He has the stuff. He has the power. He has the, I guess, longevity in his system. He's young, so if you give him opportunity, I think he could be just as good as Paul Skeens.
Right.
That's bold for me to say because Paul Skeens is pretty nasty. He's probably the second best pitcher in the league behind Tarek Skubal. Yeah. So if he does his shit, I think he'll be all right. So they definitely need to add an arm to the bullpen. Now, as far as the offense goes, they've been producing recently. I would say within the last 2 weeks or so, the offense was outside of this past 2 days. They haven't really done shit.
No, I got you.
But they need a third baseman. Mm-hmm. I've been hearing talks about Eugenio Suarez. I don't think they should go after him. I don't think the Diamondbacks are going to give him up because the Diamondbacks are World Series contender.
Yeah.
Why would you want to give up a powerhouse like that?
Yeah. I don't agree.
Another name that I heard was Nolan Arenado. Nolan Arenado, I mean,
it's Nolan Arenado.
He's a future Hall of Famer. But he's old.
That's what I was gonna say.
It's like how they got Paul Goldschmidt. You're gonna go after his teammate now. Yeah, just basically rebuilding the New York Cardinals at this point.
No, forget that.
Now here's a name that I think they should do, and I've been talking about this even before the season. Is Ryan McMahon. Save him from purgatory from the Colorado Rockies because he has the power. He has the speed, and he's a pretty decent third baseman. Yeah, as long as he's good on the offensive end, I don't see why you shouldn't be able to trade for him.
I agree.
And the Rockies aren't going to ask him for they're going to give him up for a steep price. So I think Ryan McMahon should be a good fit for the team.
Sounds good.
What do you think the Padres should do?
Dude, I don't know. I haven't been really following the Padres, but what I've been seeing is I think they have been winning or no?
They have been winning. So the thing is,
they've been picked up.
Their pitching staff just needs to be healthy.
They just got to get healthy. Hugh Darvish came back.
Hugh Darvish came back. They're missing Joe Musgrove. So their bullpen has been a little questionable, but they'll get their shit together.
I hate that we lost like Blake Snell, our former sideline. Like that killed the Padres. And it is what it is. The Padres, same thing. Manny Machado, Fernando Tatis. The team dies with them. Yeah. Fernando Tatis is the team. He's got to carry that team.
You know who needs to step up more? Jackson Merrill.
Jackson Merrill needs to step up. And I agree. So before we move off the MLB, we want to quickly go into the home run derby. I know we talked about before how all-stars in sports are kind of like whatever at this point now. But sometimes the home run derby can be a show.
I think the home run derby is the second best pre-all-star thing besides the NHL all-star stuff.
Well, I was gonna say since the home run derby,
I'm sorry.
It's an event.
NBA all-star all-star Saturday night.
So what I was gonna say is the MLB home run derby is an event, right? Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So I think it's the second best event in sports when it comes to the 3-point contest in the NBA. I would vote the 3-point contest first as the most exciting, then the home run derby, and then I would do the dunk contest.
I don't know, man. The dunk contest.
Well, we won't get into the dunk contest right now.
But to talk about the home run derby, we're going to give you the participants. So it's Ronald Acuna, but he got replaced by his teammate Matt Olson. Yep. Now the All Star game this year is in Atlanta, so they kind of had to get somebody in the Atlanta Braves. Always hit home runs. So Matt Olson is one. Another is the home run leader Cal Raleigh. Yep. He's the favorite actually. Another is the young superstar James Wood in the Nationals. Byron Buxton on the Twins. O'Neal Cruz from the Pittsburgh Pirates, Junior Caminero from the Tampa Bay Rays, Brent Rooker from the Sacramento Athletics, and my boy, Jazz Chisholm on the Yankees.
And Jazz Chisholm got that spot because he hit some bombers in the last few games.
He's been hitting home runs recently, but the thing is, I'm a little shocked that he's doing it because I've always felt that if your team is represented in the home run derby, it's like some superstitious shit where
I don't believe in that.
I don't know. It's been proven though. Like for example, Aaron Judge in 2017, he won the home run derby. Yeah. They made the ALCS and they got raped by the Al. Granted, they cheated, but that's a topic for another day. But I don't know. I don't know how to feel about
whatever. I think And I'll quickly go with my prediction who I think is going to win. I think it's going to be the young superstar James Wood.
You think it's going to be James Wood?
I think it's going to be James Wood who wins that. And who do you think is going to win? Are you going to pull for Jazz Chisholm? Or
so
are you going to...
biasly, I'm going to go with Jazz Chisholm. Unbiasedly and realistically, I'm going to go with Byron Buxton. Byron Buxton is a filthy MLB player. He's got the talent. He's got the power.
I agree.
And I think he's going to win it. I think he's going to win it.
All right. And now, also, like, again, it's the off season for a lot of sports, so we don't have that much to cover. But let's quickly go into the NBA, because the NBA, we got the Summer League going on. We got a few signings that also happened. So let's start with the NBA recap. First, we're going to start off with Devin Booker now being the most highest paid annual player in the league, which is a 2-year contract for almost
$145 million or something.
Dude, he's making like $71.5 million a year. Good. Okay, listen. My thing with Devin Booker quickly, I think Devin Booker is an elite 2 guard.
I agree.
Elite 2 guard. He can also play the 1. We've seen him play in the Phoenix too. And Devin Booker, I think the reason why he signed a 2-year deal only is because I think he's done with the BS in Phoenix. I think he's only going to give them 2 more years.
And he's still, 27?
He's not that old at all. Devin Booker, with his game, his type of game, he can play for another 5-7 years.
Not even, like another 10, 12 years.
Exactly. So Devin Booker, I think he's going to do it, get this 2-year deal out the way, because obviously Phoenix drafted him.
Yep.
He grew up in Phoenix. We watched him become a great player. Even when he was drafted out of Duke, he was still a questionable player. Like, nobody knew what Devin Booker could become.
He's probably top 5 shooting guard in the league. No, I would say top 3. You got Jaylen Brown. Well, Jaylen Brown's
I'm not counting Jaylen Brown.
Well, you have Devin Booker. You have Jalen Williams.
You have Jalen Williams, and then you got I don't know, this
Anthony
Edwards. And obviously, I think like Devin Booker his game is completely different than Anthony Edwards and Jalen Williams, because I just think Devin Booker is a special talent.
He's a pure scorer.
He's a pure scorer, and I think the best way to describe him is I think he's a better version of his teammate Bradley Beal. I think that's what he is. He's literally a better version of Bradley Beal.
I agree.
That's the best way I can describe Devin Booker. But I'm happy for him. Get your money, bro. Stay in Phoenix. Enjoy that beautiful sun. Enjoy everything out there. And then after that, if you want to go ring chase, I don't blame you, because Devin Booker is not a type of player where he feels like he's only cares about the money. He only cares. I think he wants to win. And for him to win, he got to go somewhere.
Yep.
We're not going to talk about where he's going to go right now, because the league's going to be a lot different in 2 years.
Yeah.
So for now, just good for Devin Booker. Hopefully the Suns can make some noise again. I don't know, but the Suns were always questionable. They lost Kevin Durant, but they did pick up a lot of pieces from Houston, so maybe it might be beneficial for them. But let's see what happens with Devin Booker.
Moving on to the summer we actually haven't really seen any other big trade or any signings yet. Like, obviously Kevin Durant just went to the Rockets. There's been talks about the Celtics acquiring Damian Lillard. How I feel about that is they should, because we don't have. Obviously, we're not going to have Jason Tatum
and you're not going to really have Dame Lillard towards the end of the year.
Yeah, so we're not going to have Jason Tatum until probably next season. I could be wrong. He could fuck around, come back in like March. I don't know. That depends on where the Celtics are in the seeding. Damian Lillard's in the same position as Jason Tatum. Granted, he got hurt a month earlier. It's still about the same. They both suffered torn Achilles. So if the Celtics do acquire him, maybe no team gets him yet. I don't know
how it works.
If they consider not signing him for this year.
But didn't they do something where, I forgot, I don't know if it was Damian Lillard, but didn't they buy his contract out and they're paying him now?
Well, they bought out the contract, so he's basically a free agent now.
Yeah.
So he can sign anywhere, realistically. But the thing is, because of his torn Achilles and how long it
But now he's going to sign for like a league minimum or something, right?
Yeah.
Basically, that's what it has to do.
But I think he's going to take the year. I don't think any team's going to sign him. Unless if he comes back healthy and he rehabs it really aggressively.
The only place I see him going is where he wanted to go originally, which is Miami. I can only see that because he wanted to go there initially.
I agree, yeah.
And there's a reason why he probably wanted to go there. I don't know if he's like setting up his life there or what. People were talking about how Damian Lillard was already looking at houses at that time when he was shopping in Miami. We would both move to Miami if we could. But yeah, so that's Damian Lillard. The other thing we were also touching on last week was the trade talks of possible LeBron, but those kind of died out over the last
NBA over the last few, like I would say 2-3 weeks, hasn't really stirred a lot.
Let's also quickly touch on Giannis.
So, he was just on I Show Speed's podcast.
And
I Show Speed, please come on our podcast one day eventually. He was saying how the Knicks were talking about him. Would he even play for the Knicks?
No. So the thing is now he's saying, like, I'm not sure how he did it on the podcast, but the way that it was phrased and ESPN and all these media outlets grabbed it was he's comfortable at home in Milwaukee. So that's all he said. That doesn't mean anything. It could still mean he's still shopping around and going somewhere.
Yeah.
He was spotted in New York again. So we don't know. We'll still have to figure out what happens with Giannis, but that's pretty much what's going on.
Whatever he wants to do, he deserves it. Giannis is arguably a top 3 player in the league. Right. So if he wants the ring chase, by all means he should. He has 1 ring, but his team definitely did not do anything to, I guess, give him the
organization didn't do him justice, and I feel bad for him.
Yeah, they signed Damian Lillard, but Damian Lillard is kind of injury prone now.
And the thing is and also like it's also about motivation. Damian Lillard didn't want to go there. He didn't. I get you get to play with a Hall of Famer like Giannis, but like there's a whole different story when you want to be motivated to play.
Yeah.
And if you go somewhere where you're motivated to play there, you're gonna put your all in it.
Yeah.
And in my opinion, it looked like Damian Lillard was not playing at his best that we've seen him in Portland.
No,
that's my opinion. So. No. We saw a few games where he got hot.
Yeah, he hit a big game-winning shot.
Game-winning shots. That's Dame does.
Yeah.
But I think he needs to like find out if Milwaukee is where he wants to be, which he probably doesn't, and we'll see where he goes next. And quickly, last thing on the NBA I want to touch on is Summer League. So we have all the stars, all the new rookies are playing right now. We had Cooper Flagg, had a hard rookie rough start.
Yeah.
Then second game came out, dropped 30. Cooper Flagg, I'm excited to see you keep doing this, keep it up. And we saw. Lastly, I want to touch on is Bronny James. Bronny James does this every summer league. He puts up monster numbers. He plays really good.
But I just feel like the Lakers didn't even play him that much. I feel like now
they have to.
They have to.
You got to get him reps. Yeah. That's the only way I can see Bronny James getting better is getting those second team, first team reps.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say start him right away.
Yeah.
But when there's like 10, like let's say like 7 to 8 minutes left in the game and you guys are up by like double digits, throw him in there. Get him those minutes.
I think if he gets at least 15 minutes a game, he could get his repetitions together, his shot together, his playmaking skills together.
I agree. And Bronny James, he's a good size. He's
what, 6'4", 6'5"?
I think he's like 6'3". He's not that big, but he's bulky.
Yeah.
He has a handle. He has a jumper.
Yeah.
Bronny James is only going to get better.
Yep.
And I'm happy for him. I'm excited for him. He deserves a roster spot, in my opinion.
I agree.
I know a lot of people back then were saying about like the nepotism and all that stuff plays a factor. Of course it does. It's a LeBron James kid. But if Bronny James is proving himself in the summer league and continues to do that during the regular season, you can't really say anything else about it.
I agree.
And I'm happy for Bronny. Let him keep doing his thing, get better. And I know based on how he is as a person and the interviews I've seen, he doesn't seem like a handout type of kid.
No.
He's working hard. He's putting in the hours with his dad. He got that training. And let's just see what goes from Bronny from here. This week, we just wrapped up Wimbledon. And it was a good Wimbledon series. It was great. We had a lot of good matchups. We had a lot of good wins. Let's start off with the women's side of the finals. And I'll let Farhan talk about the women's.
Yeah, so Iga Swiatek, I apologize if I butcher her name. She defeated Amanda Anisimova, who's an American tennis player.
Yeah.
She actually beat her in a dominant fashion, and she only took 2 sets to win.
Yep.
This is her second Wimbledon title. I think she has 4 Roland Garros.
Right.
So she's becoming one of the best tennis women's player in the world, and I'm happy for her. Next up is the U.S. Open, so maybe she has an opportunity to win there. Obviously, we saw a lot of upsets in the women's rankings. Like, obviously, most of the top 5, they got eliminated early. So the fact that Iga Swiatek was in the top 10, she deserved it, and I'm happy for her.
And let's not talk about Amanda. She was an American. She knocked off the number 1 player.
I agree.
Which was great because the number 1 player got knocked off.
But she actually did have a lot of errors.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that she does fix it up for the U.S. Open.
Yeah. And
there are any like WTAs coming up, she'll learn from it. She'll go from it. And maybe we'll get a rematch at the U.S. Open, but we'll see.
All right. And then let's go on to the main event, which is the men's final. So as predicted, as everyone probably predicted, we had the rematch. Sinner, Alcaraz.
You're going to hear that a lot.
We're going to hear it a lot
within the next 5, 6, 7 years. Give or take.
So let's quickly talk about how Sinner got to this final. So Sinner was the most important thing we could talk about. How Sinner, I'll give him credit. He destroyed Novak Djokovic.
Yeah.
He beat him in 3 straight sets.
But this wasn't a prime Joker.
This wasn't a prime Joker, but still, you're beating Djokovic 3 straight sets. Not many people can say that they did that.
Mm-hmm.
But before he got to this point, he had to win, and he won by a DQ. And that was because he was facing I believe his name was Grigor Dimitrov. So Grigor Dimitrov in that game was actually up 2 sets. He was beating Jannik Sinner's ass, to be honest. Yeah. And it looked like Sinner was definitely frustrated. He was definitely frazzled by it and confused of like, Dimitrov can play this good. And we all know they probably played so many times, but did not expect him to come out like that. And unfortunately, he had an injury. He couldn't swing anymore, and he couldn't do anything anymore. So they had to DQ him, and Sinner moved on. Then we get to the final. We got to Sinner and Alcaraz. So after having their crazy 5-hour plus match at Roland Garros, we had Sinner and Alcaraz go at it today. In the final, it looked like after losing to Alcaraz, Sinner came back with more energy. He just had it. He just wanted it more. And that's the thing with tennis. It's a 1v1 sport. The only way you're going to win is who wants it more. Who has the last energy, who has the last gas in the tank to get it to that point, right? And it just looked like Sinner came out and he wanted to beat Alcaraz's ass. He came out, destroyed him. And good for Sinner. He finally got his win over Alcaraz.
Yep.
Now Sinner won 2 majors this year. He won the Australian Open, and now he won the Wimbledon
finals. Yep.
So now we're leading right back into US Open.
Which is in our home turf.
In our home turf. I definitely want to try to get a game over there. I want to go get out there and watch a tennis match this year. I had never been to US Open, so I definitely want to try to get out there.
I agree.
And lastly, I want to say is, obviously we could probably predict it might be a rematch. You never know. Because in US Open, I want to specifically talk about Ben Shelton.
My man, I was actually going to just say Ben Shelton, he needs to step it up. He's a great tennis player.
But he's hitting that Sinner and Alcaraz block.
Yeah, it's like in the NFL where you have Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson.
They hit that Patrick Mahomes wall.
They had that Patrick Mahomes wall. Ben Shelton's in the same position. Yeah. It's Alcaraz and Sinner.
And Ben Shelton, it's going to be more motivation for him. He's home. Yep. He's in the U.S.
Yep.
He said he wants to play his best type of tennis. He loves playing at the U.S. Open. That's his favorite major. I want to see Ben Shelton come up with more energy and more fierce and start beating these guys like 3 straight sets. I want to see it. Yeah. I know he can do it. And also another guy I want you guys watch out for is another American, Frances Tiafoe. Tiafoe, he has the home court advantage. He's from the U.S. area. He loves it. U.S. Open, these Americans love it. Taylor Fritz, another American. Yeah. I expect the Americans to come out this year and try to get to the final at least. Make your name out there. You might lose to Sinner Alcaraz. It's okay. But
as long as you get to at least the quarterfinals. Maybe even the semifinals.
Maybe even the semi. And that I don't like saying that because we're Americans. We want these guys to make it to the finals.
Yeah.
But we're seeing them only get to the semis. I think we're better than that. We can get to that final. So let's see how the Americans do at the US Open. And we're excited to see how that goes. And we got that covered.
I got a take for you. This might be a little bit of an off-topic take, but it's related to tennis. I feel like in terms of American sports, you have obviously your major sports like football, baseball, basketball, hockey. Mm-hmm. I feel like if more Americans paid more attention to not even paying attention, if they took it more seriously in terms of tennis, golf, and soccer, I think America would be unbeatable.
Yeah, I agree. Like Americans have the best athletes.
Yeah,
we do. But the thing is, we place our athletes in certain sports where we know they will thrive in.
I feel like there's just a lot of options.
Exactly.
But if you think about it, most of the American soccer team, they're all like super different ethnic backgrounds.
Yeah.
And they're super young.
Super young.
So,
and the thing is, I agree. So the thing is, soccer, when it comes to golf, when it comes to tennis, those 3 things.
Mostly international superstars.
Mostly international stars, but I know around the country we have academies for them and stuff. Yeah. But they're not advertised as much as, you send someone to a football academy, or when for example, in football, we have high schools predicated, literally made college football stadiums for high schools now.
Yeah.
And it's crazy how much we dedicate to football because it's American football. We love it.
Shout out to Erasmus Hall.
So we want these players and these kids to be better in these sports so they can get us to those main event status.
I would love to see the U.S. in the World Cup final. I know it's not going to happen, but just imagine in 2026 when the World Cup finals at MetLife Stadium, that the U.S.
here and U.S. is here.
Oh man, dude, it would be insane. Where would they even celebrate? They would have to celebrate. Obviously, they would have to go to Washington D.C.
You would have to celebrate everywhere in the country.
That's true,
it's America. We're so patriotic here that if we hit something like the World Cup, that's the epitome of it.
Yeah,
we hit
the pinnacle of
glory. We
hit
everything in sports. So that's it for the sports recap this week. And as every week, we're gonna cover it. We're gonna see what else news comes in the sports world, whatever sport it is. We're gonna try to get to it, whatever the main things are.
Yeah, we'll bring it to you guys as soon as we get word to them.
And now we're gonna get into the wrestling portion of this show. So this week we've had a lot of wrestling. Right now, currently, while we're recording this, we're watching WWE Evolution. It's in the background right now. So we're gonna also try to capture that on our next episode. But for now, let's quickly go into Saturday night's main event.
Now, let me just start off by saying something real quick. I think TKO needs to take a step back and let Triple H take over, like, full.
I don't know why you say that. I feel like they are, though. Like, what are they doing? Like, they're not doing anything. Like, it's Triple H's.
But think about it. I don't think the fans. Okay, so for example, this past Saturday night's main event, we had Randy Orton versus Drew McIntyre. Mm-hmm. That's a pretty good match if you think about it. But the thing was,
it was a nothing match.
It was basically like your average Monday Night Raw,
SmackDown match. That's what it is.
SmackDown match that could have been on SmackDown on this past Friday, but it wasn't. It was on Saturday night's main event because of the names. But it was more about Jelly Roll and my man.
And let's
Logan
talk
Paul.
about that. So right now, obviously SummerSlam's coming up. It's the second biggest event of the year.
Yeah.
So you want obviously WWE always does this. They want stars on that show. Logan Paul. He's a WWE superstar. He is.
Yep.
And he deserves a spot at SummerSlam because he's awesome. He's a great wrestler. And Logan Paul, great promo, great wrestler, everything. He has the total package. He doesn't even need a tag team match anymore because he's just so good on its own.
Yep.
So, but now let's talk about Jelly Roll. Listen, I like Jelly Roll. I like him as a person.
He's a good dude.
He's a good dude.
Yeah.
But just because you lost a lot of weight and you like wrestling, I don't think you got to be wrestling. And one thing that kind of gets me annoyed is, how is Randy Orton accepting these roles? Randy Orton is at the best shape of his career right now at this age. He's only getting older. Why is he doing these matches at SummerSlam? He doesn't need to be doing this. So we have Randy Orton and Jelly Roll versus Logan Paul and Drew McIntyre.
Who don't like each other.
That
makes no sense to me.
But now, since they're both heels, let's team them up and throw them in a tag team match. But Drew McIntyre, I know in an interview recently, Drew McIntyre said that he wants to go back chasing the WWE Championship.
He should.
That's where he belongs.
Yeah.
He belongs in the main event scene.
Yeah.
Drew McIntyre is one of the best wrestlers in WWE by far.
Yep.
He has everything, no matter what it is. Especially with that Punk feud, it elevated him even higher. So let's see how. I don't have any expectations for that match, to be honest. I think it's going to be a glorified just Logan Paul doing some spots, Jelly Roll getting some spots. And I think it's a simple Jelly Roll and Randy Orton going to win that match. And that's all I want to say on the Randy Orton and Drew McIntyre match. Next, let's get into Solo versus Jimmy.
So it actually was brother versus brother. Solo Sikoa and Jimmy Uso. Solo Sikoa's Jimmy and Jay's younger brother.
This is Jimmy's first ever singles title match.
Yeah, great for him because he's always obviously tag team. Jay Uso.
And we know Jay took off his career after.
So it kind of made sense for him to finally get a title opportunity. Now here's the thing. This was like another
throwaway match.
Like, it was for the U.S. title. It was a super mid match, to be honest. Now, the funny thing was how the match ended.
Yeah.
My man, Tala Tonga.
I get that they're pushing Tala Tonga. That's the main thing right now. He's the big monster.
But not how they actually did it. It made no sense.
There's other ways to push a big monster like that. By him putting his leg through the rope.
He put his foot on Solo Sikoa's butt after what do you call it?
A cradle.
A cradle into a pinfall.
Yeah.
He had his foot on his back. The referee didn't see it. And Solo Sikoa ultimately ended up winning the match.
Whatever. So then after that, we had, obviously, they're beating down Jimmy. We had Fatu come out.
Yeah.
Fatu is a monster. We all know this. But the storyline is simple. Fatu can't take him all on by himself. He's going to get overpowered. So now it's most likely setting up for Fatu and his crew versus Solo and his new crew.
Who do you think it's going to be?
That's what I want to talk about. So I don't know what the plan is with Fatu, but if you want to bring in new people, there's new people that are out in the indie scene.
There's always some type
Samoans
of Fatus, some type of Tongans,
and there's a specific
Samoans.
Fatu that I want to talk about, which is Umaga's son,
Zilla
Fatu.
Yep.
Zilla Fatu has been killing it in the New York wrestling indie scene. He's actually wrestles for. He's one of the champions for House of Glory, which is a local wrestling show in New York. And I have seen Zilla Fatu in person. Zilla Fatu's a monster. He's only getting better and better. If WWE hires him and gets him onto WWE television, instant star alongside Jacob. We also got Let's talk about Tama Tonga, who is not on their new T-shirt for the Solos group.
Is it Tongaloa or
Tongaloa is on the new T-shirt?
Oh, okay.
And that's the one who came back. But Tama Tonga, I don't know if he's still injured or not, but he's not on the new T-shirt. So that could be indication that he's going to be joining Jacob Fatu.
Possibly, yeah.
So let's see what happens with the Fatu storyline and with the Solo Sikoa storyline. This stuff is going to go on for as long as WWE wants it to go on.
It could go on for decades at this point.
Exactly. And now let's talk about the biggest thing coming out of Saturday night's main event. We're going to talk about Seth Rollins and LA Knight. Match was going well.
It was a decent match.
These guys are both great workers. Seth is one of the best workers in the industry. We know it's kind of hard for him to ever have a bad match.
Yep.
But let's talk about the big elephant in the room, Seth Rollins' injury.
He did a somersault over the rope, and he landed on his bad knee, and ultimately he fell down, buckled it. Probably a torn ACL, who knows?
It has not been confirmed what it is yet, but backstage sources and people are saying that he's going to be out for almost a year. Damn. That is what the scenario is right now, and that puts a lot of jeopardy into SummerSlam, into the Money in the Bank. So we don't know what's going on with Seth Rollins. I wish for him the speedy recovery, but knowing this professional and the type of guy Seth Rollins is, he called an audible on the spot. He said, go to the finish, and the finish, he changed the finish because obviously there was no way LA Knight was going to win that match on his own without help.
Yeah.
But I think they said go to the finish, and LA Knight hit him with a BFT. Instant got the win. You could see LA Knight was kind of upset about what happened. So LA Knight, obviously these guys are both passionate stars. They care about the art that they do. So Seth Rollins went for the pin. Seth Rollins got pinned, and that was the end of this storyline. And I don't know what they go from here. We're going to see what happens on Monday Night Raw. Maybe Michael Cole might start off the show saying about Seth Rollins' injury. But the big thing is Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
What happens with this Money in the Bank? What ideas do you have for this Money in the Bank? Because I got an idea.
I mean, the easy answer is to have it vacated and refight for it. That's what I think.
I was going to say. I was like, dude, easiest way to get a lot of people on that SummerSlam card, because it's 2 nights, throw in a Money in the Bank match.
Do another one? I think
throw it
so
back.
Too.
And then I don't know who's going to win it. I don't know if Braun Breaker can end up winning.
I am a big LA Knight fan. I feel like he deserves a title run outside of the U.S. title. I feel like he deserves an opportunity to hold a world championship.
Or I could see, because technically we see that Paul Heyman carries that briefcase around, so maybe he can make the decision for it. So he might have LA Knight face Bronson Reed or Braun Breaker, and the winner gets that Money in the Bank match. I could see a one-on-one match for that. They've done that before back in 2009 when Mr. Anderson, he lost that because he got injured, but they let him go, and then Edge beat him for it and won it in a one-on-one match. So I can definitely see them going that route again. I wouldn't be surprised because I remember that at that time, people wanted LA Knight to win the Money in the Bank. Maybe this is a weird way for him to win it back and get it.
That's true, yeah.
So
because there's really no plan for him at the moment. We don't know.
I don't know.
There's no feud for him at the moment. Obviously, he could continue what's going on with this faction, but it's just going to keep dragging and dragging. So I feel like he just deserves an opportunity.
So it's only 2 options, I think. I think they do a one-on-one match between LA Knight and one other person from the Seth Rollins faction, and the winner gets the Money in the Bank, or make it more interesting.
Put a full Money in the Bank in the SummerSlam.
At SummerSlam, winner gets the Money in the Bank. Throw in a lot of people on that. You could throw in 6 people.
You could do different qualifying matches.
You could do qualifying matches. It'd be a nice way to lead into the show. Great. Let's see. WWE they think well on these. They think fast and well on the stuff like this. We're wishing Seth Rollins a speedy recovery, and I hope that he gets back as soon as possible. We have a lot of WWE injuries that are going on right now. It sucks. Yeah. But it's part of the It's part of the game. Life, It's part of the game. That's what you guys put their body out there for. And it's a simple thing where he did a somersault. He's done it numerous times. Many times. He probably done it over 1,000 times in his life. Yeah. And it just happens. Yeah. And I feel bad because
one bad landing.
And he injured. I don't know if it's the same knee, but he did have a knee injury again in 2015. Yep. Where he was on the top. Yeah. He was one of the top guys, and then he got injured, and he had to go away for a little bit. But same thing with Seth Rollins. I think he's going to do it again, come back stronger, and let's see what happens with Seth. So we wish him a speedy recovery.
On to the main event. It was Goldberg versus Gunther. Now, let me just start off by saying this. My man Goldberg is pushing 60 years old.
Dude, he's 58, man.
And if you was watching that match, you probably were laughing because, he didn't do anything.
I feel so bad.
He took a couple of chops and started laughing. He barely hit Gunther. You could just tell, my man was not fit. I get he was doing it for his city.
And the thing that sucks is I love Gunther's my favorite wrestler in WWE, and I don't like seeing Gunther selling for Goldberg because I feel like Gunther's so above that. And I get it, Goldberg's the big name. He's Goldberg. Like, people want to see him. People still cheer his name.
Goldberg.
Right. And the thing is, like, I'm glad it's finally over. But one thing I do want to talk about that I did not like, and I hope that this isn't a reoccurring theme, is them cutting off Goldberg's retirement speech. So Goldberg got in the ring after the show cut. I think the show went. So
I feel like it cut only because they didn't have enough time left.
I get that. I get that. But WWE has to do better in time management for that stuff like that. So what I think happened was Gunther got the win, went straight to commercial. It comes back again. It came back again, and Goldberg is in the ring doing a speech. He's in the middle of doing the speech, and it's his last ever speech he's going to ever have in the WWE ring. He deserves time. Every wrestler that retires, they always deserve time in the ring to speak.
I agree, yeah.
They just cut it immediately. And what it looks like is they just lost track of time, and I get maybe the Seth Rollins stuff threw him off.
Yeah.
It could be that, but I don't know. Like, let's see what happens. But for Gunther, we don't know what's next. I don't have an idea of what's next. We got to figure out something for Gunther.
I think they got to give a CM Punk Gunther match at SummerSlam.
At this point, looking at Seth's injury, I think it's got to be a Gunther and Punk SummerSlam match.
I agree.
That would be, come on, Gunther and Punk, like, that's just easy money.
It could be LA Knight.
Could be LA Knight.
Hey, could be Roman Reigns. You never know. I would love.
I don't know what the hell he's gonna do either. But Roman Reigns, he was also rumored to come back Saturday Night's main event. I don't know what the hell he's gonna do on that show either. But Roman Reigns, he's a made guy. He can do whatever the hell he wants. He shows up whenever he wants at this point. But that was that show. It was a very subpar show.
6 out of 10.
These shows don't do anything for me. Saturday Night's main event really don't. And one thing that I want to talk about quickly is the rumor that John Cena's last match might be on Saturday Night's main event. I hope not, because I don't want him to be restricted by these time constraints. John Cena is someone that does not need it. What I hope for John Cena is he gets his own like special on like Peacock or like on Netflix. Like he deserves a special. Like John Cena, he deserves as much time as he needs in the ring to do retirement speeches. We've seen Ric Flair do one where he had all the time in the world. Yeah. You've seen Shawn Michaels do one that had all the time in the world. John Cena is going to be on that same level of those guys, or even better. And because of how great he is on the mic and how pure he's going to be on that microphone at the end. So I hope that John Cena is not doing this at the Saturday Night's main event. And let's see what goes from here. But that's this week's in WWE. Now let's quickly touch on another show and the other promotion that I watch and Farden watches from time to time, which is AEW. So AEW just had All In, which was basically AEW's WrestleMania. They had it at Globe Life Field, the Texas Rangers Stadium.
Texas Rangers, yep.
Big stadium.
Yep.
They actually, AEW didn't sell it out, but they filled it up as much as they can. There's over 25,000 people. That's a lot for a non-WWE show. And that was the biggest show they ever sold outside of WWE. It was a $3 million gate that they made. So for the AEW, it was a success, for sure. Mm-hmm. But I want to talk about the few key things on this show. These shows are way too long. And I have a little sympathy for it because we sat through the times where WWE had WrestleManias.
5-6 hours. Like, yo,
WrestleMania, right. And WrestleMania used to be one night at that time. Well, that's where it was like these shows were absolutely ridiculous. We had Undertaker fake retiring at 12 a.m. in the morning during that WrestleMania. And I was like, oh my God, like this is a great moment. But like, come on, man. Like, Undertaker, hurry this shit up. We've been sitting here for 6+ hours. So
imagine how the fans feel after sitting for that long.
Yeah, like, and it's crazy. So
especially the workers too, they gotta feed all of these people.
Yeah,
all the beers, all the food.
It's crazy. Like, and that's the thing I hope AEW gets better at in the future is they gotta time manage these shows.
Yeah.
And I want to quickly touch on a few things. Let's touch on the men's casino battle royal because I want like that one. We have probably the biggest star in AEW. I think is MJF. MJF is one of the best superstars in the world. He's one of the best, or if not the best, promo guy in WWE. I mean, in AEW, sorry. But the rumors are eventually he is the type of person to go to WWE. I don't know how he's going to work in WWE because of his promo style. He's very raunchy. He's very in your face. He curses OD. And someone like MJF's character, it's hard to suppress that. So I kind of don't ever want to see him there.
But they kind of did do it. CM Punk wasn't really like a cursing type of guy.
No, MJF is literally cursing every fucking promo that he talks.
True, yeah.
So basically that match was for MJF. He won that battle royal. I mean, now, the casino battle royal. So now MJF has an opportunity. It's like basically AEW's cash in, like Money in the Bank cash in. Yeah. Now MJF can cash in for whenever he wants the title. And for a heel like him, It's a perfect thing for him. Other thing I want to talk about is so originally we were supposed to have an Adam Cole. I don't know if you remember Adam Cole. He used to be in WWE where he was the man in NXT. And I remember he made a few appearances on SmackDown. Adam Cole, he probably in the last decade, he probably put on one of the best matches I've seen in my life. He had some crazy classic matches with Johnny Gargano in NXT, 2 out of 3 falls matches where it was insane. Adam Cole, he's been injury prone a lot for the last 2 years, and it sucks because Adam Cole was going to be main eventing probably Wembley Stadium, which was there 2 years ago, I think, big show. He was going to main event against MJF for the title, got injured. Now he came back, won the TNT Championship, which is their secondary, like their Intercontinental title, lost. He won the title, and then he got injured again. Now, based on the show, when he came out, he was talking about possibly retiring because of he's injured. He's injured again.
Is it like
It seems like it's the same issue. No, so what I think it is right now and what the reports are saying, it looks like it's what happened with Bryan Danielson at the time where he had too many concussions.
Yeah.
And it's just, I don't think doctors are going to clear him anymore to wrestle. And it sucks because no wrestler ever wants to get this stuff taken away from them. Every wrestler goes through that phase where it's just like a breakup. Like you go through it, it's a lot of like, you have to give it up, but you don't want to give it up, you know? And it sucks because like you're getting forced to give it up. And you're getting forced by the company, the doctors. I feel bad for Adam Cole because he's been doing this forever. He's been in the indies forever. Finally made it to the main rosters. Not the main rosters, but the main companies and promotions. He's getting that spotlight, and it's just getting taken away from him. And I feel bad. He was very emotional on that show, and I wish Adam Cole a speedy recovery. I hope he comes back. But let's see what happens with Adam Cole. Next, I want to talk about, you know this guy, Goldust. He's known as Goldust in WWE, but over the years he made a name for himself in Dustin Rhodes. Dustin Rhodes,
how old is he now?
He's so old. I think he's like over 60, honestly. Maybe I don't think so, but he's definitely in his late 50s, I think, or maybe early 50s. But he's been doing this forever. He's been doing it since the 90s or even the early 80s, man. And he finally won a singles title at this age. Dustin Rhodes was even talking about retiring 2 years ago. I don't even know what happened. 2 years later, he's now a champ, and he signed like a 6-year deal. I don't think it's just like he's gonna be wrestling. I think he's gonna be promoting. He's gonna be also doing like backstage producers, whatever it is. But Dustin Rhodes finally won a title. Good for him. I don't think it's gonna last long, but it was a feel-good moment. It was great to come off that after the Adam Cole sadness and the retirement. So they wanted to pick up the crowd back again with that Dustin Rhodes win. That was great. Let's talk about Young Bucks. Young Bucks versus Strickland and Ospreay. My opinion, that was the best match of the night. Young Bucks, one of the best tag teams of all time, in my opinion. Swerve Strickland, Will Ospreay, one of the best tag team. They're not even a tag team, but one of the best wrestlers in the world currently. They're great. Young Bucks, they just show off their tag team expertise. They know what they're doing. They've been doing it for years. They're the perfect tag team that you can ever see. I don't think any of these guys are ever coming to WWE anytime soon.
No.
I don't know, depending how well AEW does in the future. But these guys, the Young Bucks are part of the EVPs. They basically started the company with Cody Rhodes at the time and Kenny Omega. So it's crazy to think how far AEW come. I remember back then when they were starting, like people were like, oh, it's just another promotion. But they're getting up there. Like they're getting their shows. They're getting promotion. People are going to these shows. I'm happy for them. And that's pretty much it. Like I want to talk about is the Young Bucks. They lost against Swerve Strickland and Ospreay. It progresses that Strickland and Ospreay story. And that's pretty much it for you. We'll see what the Young Bucks have next door. Another one I want to touch on, the triple main event. So AEW was basically building the show around the triple main event, which was Mercedes Moné and Toni Storm. These guys are both former WWE people. Mercedes Moné, formerly known as Sasha Banks. Right now she's on the run of her life. She has so many belts. It's insane. She has like 6 different belts.
Like she's currently holding?
She's currently holding 6 different belts from all different promotions.
The fuck?
And she's coming out with these belts. Like it's ridiculous. So Mercedes Moné and Toni Storm probably put up the greatest women's match in AEW history as expected.
Who's Toni Storm?
Toni Storm, she's playing like a character right now where she's like playing like a Marilyn Monroe.
Who was she in WWE?
She was Toni Storm, but she used to be like a rocker girl that used to wear sunglasses and a backwards hat with like spikes.
Oh,
She was on WWE for not that long.
Oh, gotcha.
Until she finally like left.
I got you.
But she was on for a little bit. And she left, became on AEW, became the AEW's best women's superstar, actually. That was a great match. Toni Storm won, handed Mercedes Moné his first ever loss outside of WWE. This is the first time she lost, ever. So Toni Storm beat her, and that might be the end of that storyline. Then let's get to Kenny Omega, Kazuchika Okada. These guys are known to have probably the greatest matches of all time. The amount of times that these guys have fought, every single match was a classic, a banger, 6-star plus match. They're older now. This was years later. I don't know, maybe close to like closing on 10 years since their last match.
Damn.
They're both a lot older, and it was very apparent during the match. But this was the weakest of their match, but guess what? The weakest of their match was still a 4.5, 5-star match. These guys, they're just professionals. They know what they're doing. They work so well together. Okada, amazing superstar. Kenny Omega, amazing. Surprisingly, Okada won this match. The heel won it. I did think Kenny Omega was going to win this match because it's just, Kenny Omega is basically AEW's like face at this point, or one of their big faces. Good for Okada. He needed a big win because ever since he came to AEW from New Japan, nobody ever thought he was going to leave New Japan because he's like their guy.
Yeah.
He left, came to AEW, hasn't done nothing. It looks like they were always building to the Kenny Omega match ever since he came back because Kenny Omega got injured.
How long did it take for them to, set things up?
It took a while because, when Okada came in, Omega got injured. They couldn't set anything up.
I got you.
So Okada was, cruising for, a good few months.
Right.
Then Kenny Omega came back, and everyone knew instantly they're building to that match at the stadium because we never seen Omega versus Okada on American soil. Oh, okay, and that was a big thing because you put them in front of American crowds, they're going to go even crazier. If you look at the Japanese crowds, they're loud, but they're just sitting there clapping. They're just going really loud and just love it. They love it. But in American crowd, you'd be like, you got fucking fans screaming for them. And it was great to see that on American soil. I don't know if this is the end for them. I don't know if they're going to do another one. But if it is in the end for them, I hate to say that it kind of capped off not a wrong way, but a lower than expectation way. But what can you expect? You guys are much older. But they have a match where they had a 2 out of 3 falls match. It was 60 plus minutes. Greatest match I've ever seen in my life. And that's it actually surpassed. You got to watch this match, actually. I think we should do a time where we sit down and watch that match. Okay. Because I think it might be the greatest match you might ever see too. And it's that, and the thing I love about that match, no gore, no blood necessary. And that's pretty much leading into the main event. So you caught this match.
I caught this match. Yeah.
I'll let you talk about what you thought this match was. So I'll tell you guys, I'll preface this right now, as you guys can see the way I'm talking about it. Barton doesn't watch really AEW that much. I'm talking a lot more about it because I kind of watch it from time to time, and I know a lot of these guys. So I knew going into this match, it's a Texas death match. When you have Jon Moxley in a Texas death match, you're just asking for gore at that point. And I'll let Farden talk about what crazy things he saw throughout that match and what he thought about that match.
All right, so the first thing that I saw was...
And mind you, this is a perspective from someone that doesn't watch AEW like that. And he's used to the WWE content where it's you don't see it. So I'll let you start off about that.
So the first thing I saw was Hangman taking a fork and just stabbing Jon Moxley in the head. That was just what are we doing?
You know what route we're going at that point.
Second thing that I saw was Jon Moxley threw broken glass on the floor, started dragging. No, he got dragged. No, he dragged Adam Page, right? Ethan Page.
Adam Page. Yeah, they both got dragged through it.
Yeah, how do you get dragged through broken glass like that? I always talk about, I'll do this, drag my nuts across broken glass or some shit like that. No. But this is just no, I'm speaking hypothetically, hyperverbally, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But this was just some reckless shit.
It was insane.
Next thing that I saw was a flat full of nails that Jon Moxley first DDT'd Adam Page into it, and then what do? He powerbombed Jon Moxley through it or something like that?
No, so I think it was he flipped him, and then he hit him a buckshot lariat. That was towards the end, but that was that.
There was just blood everywhere.
Everywhere. These guys were bleeding like pigs, and then we can't forget about the barbed wire everywhere.
There was barbed wire. There was a barbed wire steel chair.
Barbed wire
table. It was just ridiculous.
So, like you were saying, and it was good that you pointed this out, and you noticed it from a person that's already an outsider fan. You were like, oh, this is AEW's Endgame. And that's exactly what it was.
Yep.
They were planning it towards an endgame. So we've had a storyline with Adam Page. He's been feuding with Swerve Strickland. Swerve Strickland and Adam Page, these guys are married. These guys are like going to be like together forever because of the feuds that they had together and the matches they had together. Insane. These guys are like their worst enemies ever. So the storyline is Will Ospreay, who's the middleman, is trying to get Swerve Strickland, who is his teammate now, trying to help him be like, dude, let's help Adam Page so we can get the title back off of the Death Riders, which is Jon Moxley in the group. Swerve Strickland, he's very iffy about it, doesn't want to really do it. But they're building to the fact that Swerve Strickland's going to end up helping him. And we saw that at the end where Swerve Strickland came out. He helped him. He had the chain wrapped around his arm. I believe he took out the Young Bucks because the Young Bucks also got involved in this match because the Young Bucks always get involved in this shit. Took him out. Can't forget about Bryan Danielson. Sorry. Bryan Danielson came back. That was a big thing. Bryan Danielson, one of AEW's main guys. Bryan Danielson, one of the greatest wrestlers of all time, actually.
Yes.
And
yes.
Actually, about the yes stuff, there's been some controversy about that. WWE recently came out saying like they don't like how Bryan Danielson's doing the yes stuff.
But that's his thing.
That's his. They're saying it's a WWE IP. I don't agree with that stuff. Bryan Danielson made that movement himself.
Yeah.
If he wants to put his fingers up in the air, who's gonna tell him no?
Exactly.
He doesn't even need to speak the word yes.
Yeah.
You just put your fingers up. Yeah. People know what to say.
Yeah.
He's just gonna be epitomized and part of that for his life. And I'm happy for Bryan Danielson. He's coming back. I don't know if this means he's full-time wrestling again. I know he did say he doesn't want to do that anymore. He's only going to come back and do like big matches. That's it. So that might mean like he might be on like an Undertaker type role where he's going to come in and do only big shows and big matches, which he deserves. Bryan Danielson, he can do whatever the hell he wants. But the main story is Swerve Strickland and Hangman. So Hangman finally won the title. We can't talk about Darby Allin. Darby Allin came down from the Raptors looking like Spider-Man or Batman coming down. He kind of closed up his chapter where he got taken out by Jon Moxley. He went to go climb Mount Everest. Like literally, he went to literally go climb Mount Everest. Nobody knew he was going to, because people die when they climb Mount Everest. Nobody knew he was going to come back. He did a promo on top of Mount Everest, which is insane. Came back, obviously closed the chapter on that book and and was part of the Hangman helping him win the title. We'll see what happens from here. For now, this kind of seems like people are calling this a revival of AEW. This is their refresh period. They had the biggest show of the year. Let's see what they go from now. We have Hangman, finally the champion again. And we have a lot of other storylines building up in AEW. So it's exciting to see what they do. They have another show coming up very soon. It sucks that a lot of their shows are being also taped at the same time as WWE shows. I kind of understand it. It's competition.
Yeah.
But like for wrestling fans, dude, like if you watch both, it's so exhausting. Like you don't even get a break. You're watching one show, you go jump right into the next show, and it's like it's too much. But I get it. It's competition, and that's how it has to be.
No.
And I hate it, but it is what it is. I'm excited to see what AEW does. I think we should definitely check out some shows together if you get the chance. Yeah. Because AEW, I get it. Like I know you don't like the gore stuff. I don't like the gore stuff either. But I don't like how they're being. I don't want to say that they're classified as the gory promotion anymore. But when you see people like Jon Moxley, you just gotta automatically expect them doing shit like that. But to be fair, they've been stepping away from that. They actually haven't been doing a lot of gore stuff in a while. It's just when Jon Moxley's involved, it's gonna be like that because that's just his type of match. Yep. That's what he likes to do. But I'm excited to see what they guys do. I'm excited to see AEW restart the fresh period and see what they're doing moving forward. But yeah, that was the wrap up on AEW All In. We got their new next pay-per-view coming in, and that was the wrap in wrestling in this week. We have a lot of other stuff coming up. We're talking about we're seeing Evolution right now. We're going to talk about that next week. We have Monday Night Raw. Mm-hmm. We have SmackDown, obviously,
yeah. And we also got UFC next week too.
And we do have UFC. So that's part of our sports section. But for now, like that's the wrap on wrestling this week. And I want to say that next week, our show, we are going to be also bringing back the Sideline Heel Report again. Yep. So if you guys have any questions or anything you want to send us or any controversial takes, send it to the chat, send it to Instagram, send it to TikTok, send it to our email, and we're excited to see you guys. Now, this week, let's talk about our favorite things we saw this week. We do this every week, every episode. So I'll let Farden say his favorite thing that he saw this week.
All right, so the best thing that I saw this week was 2 inside the park home runs that happened on the same day. One, by my boy Lawrence Butler from the Sacramento Athletics. Now,
are they called that?
No, they're just
Why
called the Athletics because they play in Sacramento. I can't say a team's name without their city. Like, I can't just be like, yeah, I could be like the Yankees, the Mets, yada yada.
Is that a thing though? Are people like in the?
No, they're just called the Athletics. I'm just doing it just to I guess put the humor into it.
Okay.
But Lawrence Butler, I have him on my fantasy team, so I'm actually really happy for him. But he had a inside the park home run on the first pitch that he saw. It hit off the wall. He ran around the bases, got into the inside park home. Now, the second one was a little bit more dramatic because Patrick Bailey on the San Francisco Giants, he hit an inside the park home run to walk off the game. I guess the best thing about this was the Giants were down 3-1 against the Phillies. They had 2 runners on. So if you're not familiar with the San Francisco Giants ballpark, which is Oracle Park, it's very like deep out into like center park,
like far compared to the Yankees.
The only person that I know that could hit it that far at the time was Barry Bonds. Obviously, Barry Bonds did whatever he did with the steroids, but that's a topic for another.
Doesn't matter. He's still a Hall of Famer without the steroids.
That's true too. But Patrick Bailey, he hit a bomb off the wall. Now the thing was, both of their the balls that they hit, it rolled out, so the outfielders had to run across. That basically led to them getting the inside the park home run. Obviously, 2 runs came in for Patrick Bailey and the Giants that tied the game. And then because the ball scurried away, Patrick Bailey was able to run around and get to the inside park home run and eventually walk off the game. So this has never been happened before, where on the same day 2 inside the park home runs happen and a walk off inside the park home run.
Yeah.
So that was basically the best thing that I saw this week. So I don't know whatever you saw this week.
Yeah, so I'll talk about the best thing I saw this week. It actually happened last night, which was the UFC event. I want to talk about Derek Lewis.
This guy.
Dude.
I actually hit him up. I was like, yo, my man Taliesin Teixeira, knock him out under 2 minutes.
Okay, I know Derek Lewis is a polarizing character. People don't like him. I
love Derek Lewis.
Love Derek Lewis.
Love Derek Lewis.
I love him because he's unapologetically himself. He does not care.
He's unfiltered.
He's unfiltered. He is what he is. Derek Lewis, he had a few losses in a row, I believe.
Yeah.
He needed a win.
Well, no, he's been winning. He had a few losses before he started winning.
Yeah. But he needed this win, in my opinion, so he can get into the UFC main picture again. Like the main card picture. Let's talk about it. So Derek Lewis, I think he was losing that fight, honestly. He was getting thumbed in the eye. I think he got thumbed in the eye, and that kind of like messed up his like orientation.
I think he got just hit there, and then,
whatever it was. Yeah. And at that point, I believe his opponent definitely saw the opportunity to try to get him. But Derek Lewis, knowing the monster he is, he's not gonna go down without swinging, and that's exactly what he did. He swung unless his life depended on it, and he swung, caught him, and started attacking. I believe like the ref got up. I mean, his opponent got up, but like he was just taking too many shots, and the ref's gonna do what they do. If they don't see him defending himself, he's gonna get hit.
The fight. Yeah.
He's gonna stop the fight. So Derek Lewis, I'm happy for him. I know a lot of people count him out anymore. Like they're like over the Derek Lewis phase. But good for Derek Lewis. I'm excited to see him back on the UFC main card.
He said he was going to ground and pound.
That's all he cares about. They asked him, what is he looking forward to? His wife.
No, they asked him, like, who do you want to see next?
His wife. Yeah. His wife. And that's an honest answer. He hasn't seen her in 2 weeks. Yeah. Derek Lewis is literally what he wants to do. Yeah. And I'm happy for him. I think he started like stripping and throwing stuff.
He started mooning the crowd. How can you not like Derek Lewis, man?
A lot of people don't like that stuff, but the thing is, like,
it's because you're a loser. That's why.
But he brings personality, and that's all you can ask for when a fighter like that wants to. If anyone ever says that UFC doesn't do a draw, Derek Lewis is a draw, in my opinion. You put him on a show, people want to see him.
I think they should definitely put him into like a pay-per-view event next.
Yeah, like put him up against one of those top contenders in the heavyweight division.
Well, who's next for him? Who do you think's next for him?
I guess I don't want to say throw him Tom Aspinall.
Cyril Gane?
Cyril Gane. I don't know what he has been doing.
He hasn't fought anybody in a while.
Sergey Pavlovich.
Yeah.
You could do that. Volkov.
They're dinosaurs now. Too. So they're all dinosaurs. The heavyweight division outside of Aspinall and Gane, they're all dinosaurs.
And I feel bad because, like, I don't know. We got to get some new stars into the heavyweight division. Like
John Jones is gone now.
Jones is gone. Whatever about it, because I'm kind of over John Jones right at this point. I know he's like the greatest of all time in UFC, but like, I just don't like the way he does business.
I agree.
And I don't like the way he's doing things. I get it that he deserves all the stuff that he wants to do on his own now. He made enough money for his life to do whatever he wants. And John Jones, happy for you. Happy retirement. I just don't want to see this type of thing where he's like retired, comes back again. Because like it's been like that for years with John Jones. Like he's gone, comes back, gone, come back. If you're retired, say you're retired. You know?
Yeah.
And the thing, and it's different. I know a lot of people were comparing him to Conor McGregor. I think they're two different scenarios.
Yeah.
Conor McGregor never said he's retired. Conor McGregor
he just hasn't had the need to fight anymore.
Yeah,
like Michael Chandler's been calling them out, and he has not responded.
Well, Conor McGregor doesn't need to because he has so much money in the world now.
Yeah.
Ever since that fight with Floyd, he made enough money for tenfolds of his kids if he needed to. So that's that scenario, but I'm happy to see it. Derek Lewis, I'm happy for you. Let's see you back on the UFC main card. And that was the favorite thing I saw this week in sports or wrestling. All right, guys. That was the episode for this week. Thank you guys for joining us for episode 3. We're going to be posting it on all platforms as we usually do. Please follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and subscribe to us on YouTube. Send your questions in for your controversial takes or anything that you guys want to send to us about the Sideline Hero Report. That's the whole point. We're going to talk about whatever we want on the Sideline Hero Report. That's just what we do. And also, we're going to be doing what we usually do, recap on the week of sports, recap on the week of wrestling. We have a lot of things coming up in both sides. So stay tuned for that, and we're excited to see you guys. Thank you guys. We'll see you guys next week. Peace.